In times like these, it's when humanity shows through, when nothing else matters but helping your fellow human being. Supertyphoon Yolanda ripped through the Philippines, etching out a swath of destruction and making its mark in history as one of the strongest ever storms to make landfall on the planet. According to media reports, the week-old stench of death continues to fill the air in the hardest hit areas such as Tacloban. Nearly 4,000 people are confirmed dead, another 13,000 injured. And still, a week after the deadly storm, more than 1,100 people remain missing. In a flash, the superstorm's pounding rain and wretched wind stirred up a storm surge that filled coastal areas of the Philippines and sucked the life right out of it. Immediately following the super typhoon, Philippine President Benigno Aquino III declared a state of national calamity for Samar, Leyte, Cebu, Iloilo, Capiz, Aklan, and Palawan. It's hard to imagine how anyone could have survived this demonstration of Mother Nature's ruthless power. But as Yolanda set its sights toward Vietnam and the sun began to rise, survivors would emerge, and today they need our help. Good evening and welcome as the stations of KUAM and the KUAM Care Force present a special evening of programming, Help and Hope for the Philippines Super Typhoon Yolanda Pledge Drive. It is our way of helping the victims in the Philippines. Starting now until midnight, we are accepting your donations. It doesn't matter how small or big, every single penny will help. Remember, a lot of our brothers and sisters in the Philippines were left with nothing but the clothes on their backs and shoes or slippers on their feet. Nearly 2 million people are homeless. So we ask that you open your hearts and your pocketbooks and pay it forward. Crystal Paco is standing by in the phone center to tell us how you can help.
Hafaday Bree, I'm here in the newsroom where we've just kicked off the KUAM Care Force Help and Hope for the Philippines Typhoon Yolanda Pledge Drive. It's been over a week since Super Typhoon Yolanda ravaged her way through the Philippines, leaving thousands dead, thousands more injured, and missing more than 1 million homeless. You can help. If you haven't helped already, you can call in to our pledge drive. The number is 637-NEWS. That's 637-6397. We have our KUAM volunteers answering your phone calls. We'll be here through midnight, and throughout the telethon, we'll also update you on other ways you can help. Again, that number is 637-NEWS, 637-6397.
Thanks, Crystal. Again, once the number is 637-NEWS, that's 637-6397. And with us now is Filipino Community of KUAM First Vice President Lebeth Nahalawa and Philippine Consul Mr. Edgar Thomas Auxilian. Thank you both for joining us. Tell us about, I guess, the outpour of support you've seen so far from the people of KUAM.
Well, there's really a tremendous outpouring of support now, not just from Guam, but actually from all over the world, and it's really very, very inspiring. I was telling my countrymen here when I guested in one radio station last night that if the whole world is moving and really, harnessing all its resources in order to help the Philippines, so why not us Filipinos here on the island? And I think there's really a tremendous support and help coming from all over the world, really. And we thank you very much.
And Lebeth, tell us about the close connection Guam has with the Philippines.
Not only that we're 3 hours away from the Philippines, but there's so many of us here that really, our hearts and our relatives and our families are there, and our government is very close to the government in the Philippines, that whenever something happens to the Philippines, we're always the first one to respond to any disaster that's going on in the Philippines. And Bree, you asked earlier, we really thank the people of Guam for the overwhelming support. Today, I received $4,000 from Onward Beach Resort. The employees collected $2,000, and the management matched it with $2,000. So. And I've been receiving emails from, doctors who, from the Philippines, who wanted us to send, container for water that they can use. So when they go to these rural areas to do a medical mission, they have something to use. And we are very, very happy, and we're very, very thankful for the support that the people of Guam have given to the Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to ask you, you mentioned the medical community there asking for water. What is, I guess, some of the feedback you've been receiving from people in the Philippines in terms of what do they need most?
Well, at this stage, actually, based on the feedback that we got from the Philippines, that there's really a big need for food, water, medicine, and of course shelter. Because just imagine the entire city, or if not
Wiped
the,
out.
if not the whole province, of course, Tacloban city alone. If you see from the TV footage and the pictures, it's almost totally wiped out, really. So there are no shelters, no houses that would really protect these people. Many of them really are now homeless. So we need assistance in terms of providing temporary shelters, aside from food, medicine, and water as a basic need. Really, is there.
We certainly thank you guys for coming in. Any final comments, Leba?
Well, we just want to thank everybody, and please, we're asking you again. I know we're not even done collecting for the previous typhoon, the earthquake, and now here comes the super typhoon. But you know, you never close your hearts on us, and really appreciate. And thank you, the people of Guam, and to all the Filipinos here. Thank you so much. And KUAM, thank you for doing this. Thank you for caring.
Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, but again, you can still pick up the phone and call us through the commercials. Again, the number is 637 News. That is 637-6397. Keep it here.